SB SJCET. We are back with another event conducted by Robotics and Automation Society. Today we are having Saarang Sumesh, a 13-year-old innovator from Kerala. He started building complex models like internal combustion engine when he was just 3 years old. So let's get to know more about him. Hello Sarang,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good, and I hope everyone's safe during
Yeah,
COVID.
everyone
Yeah.
is. So my first question is, who or what made you start on this journey?
If you ask me like that, um, my father is like really an inspiration to me. He actually helped me build a lot of my projects and a lot of things I know right now, and a lot of things I learned is because of him. He taught me how to like even use an Arduino. I still remember the first day I got my hands on the Arduino, and he was basically like teaching me how to code in that. So he's like one I like really look up to.
Okay, Saran, you know the work you have been doing is really amazing. Your growth has been tremendous. From the Maker Fest to the Fab Lab, then TEDx, and eventually to MIT. Could you give us a more insight into these different milestones in your life so far?
If you're like talking about milestones, the one I like point out and like elaborate on is basically the first one. Like a first, it was like my first exposure to like public, and I presented my cleaning robot, Lego cleaning robot to a lot of people in QSAT. There was an exhibition there, and I basically shared that, and I met like a lot of friends and a lot of people who suggested me to like go to Maker Fest, which is like an even bigger and I basically so during that like period of time in Maker Fest, I basically like met Asha Jadeja Motwani, and from that I got the Rajiv Circle Fellowship. And through that fellowship and through a lot of people I met in Maker Fest, I was able to join and like go basically to USA to for another event, which is Maker Fair. It's a lot bigger than both of these events, and that was like a really good exposure into like different things. Not it was not just technology; it was a lot of other things that people created. So yeah.
I really hope this insight will help all those people who are watching this right now. Okay, moving to the next question. Sarang, you have attended many national and international events. I've heard that. You have met many makers and professionals. You have seen their products and have interacted with them. So, how has that exposure improved your career?
Um, yeah, like I told you, I met a lot of people during my journey in like through MIT. I didn't like elaborate on that. So basically, I went to MIT after during like when I was in the USA for the Maker Fair, and I met Professor Neil Gershenfield and a lot of like professors, and I went to like Google and NASA and like a lot of big companies like that. And that actually like opened up like new doors in like technology that I didn't even know that existed. Like I was experiencing new things, and it was like I met new people from there. Like I told you, like Professor Neil Field, who later recommended me to a Fabacademy course, and so yeah.
Sarang, I heard that you were trying to make Iron Man suit. Could you take us through some of your inventions?
First of all, the Iron Man suit, it was like a dream of mine to like make one, but I don't know if I'm gonna like actually do it. Um, so yeah, and yeah, so basically talking about inventions, I always talk about my cleaning robot and my blind like walking stick for the blind, and my smart seat belt. These are like the three things like I point out to everyone because they're like the most projects I like because if and when these projects, if they go public, I think it's gonna like save a lot of lives, which makes me really happy to know that I created something that helps a lot of people.
Sarang, I hope you will really make India proud. I really hope that. Okay, moving to the next question. I'm sure you have met many makers like yourself and communicated with them. So, what do you think is the difference in outlook towards robotics and international youth from your experience?
I mean, if you were like to ask me this question like 3 years ago, I would say that a lot of people is not like really exposed to technology in India than like compared to US. So but like right now, a lot of like startups and like new companies are like basically trying to expose new kids like or young people to technology so that if they like it, they can like carry on in their future. So
Okay, Saran, in your opinion, how can we attract students and youth like yourself into tech?
I don't know, like, okay, so basically, there's a lot of people in India and other like countries in the world that don't have they do like to like do technology things like coding or maybe robotics, but they don't have the equipment for it, and they don't have enough, I don't know, like equipment to do things that they need to do and they like to do. So I'd say like teaching them would probably like new like courses maybe, or like maybe workshops. I really like workshops because they provide free workshops, not like paid ones, but because they like provide free equipment and they'll teach you how to make a singular thing, and you can learn something from that. And you can also like start new like centers basically, which provide a lot of like electrical or like electronics components, or like 3D printers maybe, and things like that, like equipment for basically new people that are like getting to like experience technology, like do something with it. So if you give a young, like a group of young people like a lot of equipment, they can do something with it. They can plan and they can execute their plan. That's the main thing. So they can really like take use of their equipment that they're getting from the centers.
Sarang, who do you look up to? Is there a person whose career has influenced you? Somebody you like to meet, or someone you have already met? Is there a person whose career has influenced your life?
Yeah, like I said before, everything that I know right now, and probably a lot of things that I'm going to know in the future, is probably gonna come from my dad and my father. He's like helped me a lot in my projects. It's not just me who like does it, but he actually like helps me in a lot of things during those projects. So yeah, he's the one I look up to.
Okay, Sarang, what do you have to say to your peers and young folks who are holding themselves back because they are not sure about what field in tech to venture into, or give up because they are unable to make it work?
Like I said, there are a lot of people who don't know like different parts of technology. Even me, I probably there's like a whole thing that I haven't even discovered yet. So, like I said, workshops and like courses is basically a good way for like students or like anyone really to experience new parts of technology and to like discover technology. And like I said, if they don't like if and they have like the technology for it, and they made it because they have like passion, and they made something, like they made the equipment that like they needed to do their project, but it's not working. I'd say like help them. So like again, these courses, you can learn something from it, and also like instructors and like mentors is a really good thing. So if there's like a group to be connected to, just like a group of young people who also do technology, it's really good. because they can help you too, and you can learn from them, and maybe they can learn from you too. So yeah.
Sarang, did you have any situation where you failed or any moment you thought of giving up? If so, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, actually, I've failed a lot of times than any people think, because I failed like a lot of times during my projects, during like when I'm building it. And one main thing is that I failed the Fabacademy course for the first time, the one I was talking about like a few questions ago. Um, so there was like a lot of documentation and things like that. It was a 6 months course, and I used to like take like regular school in India. At that time, after school, I used to like rush to nearest Fab Lab Kochi, and I would go there and stay till like midnight, doing my like projects there. And finally, I failed, and I was like so frustrated. Like I was really sad I couldn't do it. But then I was like really like challenged by that course, and so I took it like I don't know. I took it like a competition with that course, and I basically like finished it in after like 6 months more. So I basically took the course like 2 times after I finished it. But I've never like felt of like leaving technology. It still keeps me interested. So I don't want to like quit it. But I have will and I have failed a lot of times.
Sarang, you have been to MIT, right? And have an exposure to the education system there. And you know how kids have a better understanding of technology at an early period, learning period itself. The situation in India is, however, different unless the kids take an initiative of their own. And more importantly, what do you think can be done to increase the students' interest in new technologies? And more importantly, what can be done to mitigate the gap in students' knowledge?
I mean, like I said, just like you need to show them what technology is. And I like necessarily I don't even think that like a lot of people, as you know, like during this like COVID time, a lot of people is in front of their computers or their phones. So not necessarily lack of like understanding of technology, but they're not like they are not interested in it. So I'll say like I said, workshops and like courses, and basically opening them to like so you can like give them like new exciting ideas, like how to make something that does something. So I don't know, like an LED which blinks every time you get like a notification on your phone, or something like that, that like really interests kids and everyone, and who like really that like pulls them, like baits them into doing technology. And if they like it, they'll continue doing it. But if they don't, they'll just quit it. And I really like respect that decision of anyone, because they should do what they want to do.
Okay, Sarang, do you have any plan of dropping from school like Jade and John Boss?
I really like don't want to drop out from school, because like I can keep my school life and my like other life, like technology part, and like separated. So I don't want to like drop out of school necessarily. So yeah.
Okay, Sarang, have you got any plan to start your own company, like a startup or something?
Yeah, like I said, so the Iron Man suit, right? It was a dream of mine. And if like that, just like that, I really hope I can like start a company in the future, that helps like kind of like the one that I'm talking about right now, which like provides courses and like equipment for students to learn new things. But I don't know if that's gonna be possible. So
Sarang, can you elaborate your journey to fellowship?
the Rajiv Circle Fellowship.
Yes, yes.
So like I said, I met Asha Jadeja Motoani, and we basically connected in like a few minutes, maybe a few hours, I don't know. But we met a lot of times, and we like talked about it. And she actually offered me the Raji Motoani Fellowship, and offered me to like go to Maker Fair, and yeah.
Okay, Sarang. Do you have any other fields of interest apart from robotics that is outside of technology?
Outside of technology, I'd say my like free time, I'll probably like play soccer or like read books. I started a habit of reading books like really recently. Really like it. Just like good. Yeah, yeah. That's kind
Any
of it.
other than playing soccer?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarang, can you elaborate your experience in Maker Fair? It's in Sydney Valley, USA, right?
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate on that?
I mean, it's like the biggest crowd I have ever seen in my entire life. It's like 2 lakh people like per day or something. It's like really cool being there, presenting my projects to like a huge amount of crowd. I met a lot of people there, which not just meeting people is a key thing. You need to like keep in touch with them, interact with them, and ask them questions, and that's the main thing.
Okay, Sarang, you have quite a lot of designations like youngest TEDx speaker, youngest Fabacademy graduate, and you have numerous achievements and recognitions as well. So, how does it feel like when you look back about what you have achieved in your life?
I really like feel lucky. To be honest, I feel lucky because I really, I don't know, like how I got exposed to it just feels lucky, how I got exposed to technology, to like new people like Professor Neil Field and Asha Jadeja Motivani. It really feels lucky. And like I said, something like I made something that's going to help people if I make it public, that's going to help people and like save lives. And that just makes me good, The thing I created is going to help people. It feels good.
Okay, Sarang, how can a student step into world of robotics?
What do you mean? Like making
Making
things like,
robots.
okay. I don't know if they, the main thing is that they need to see what technology can do and what it's used for, and what like some things that interest them, and if they like it, again, if they like it, they can do that, and you need to like provide them with the equipment to do that. So first you need to like expose them and like encourage them to basically like discover new things in technology and what it can do. And second of all, you need to if they are interested in it, you need to provide them with the equipment to do it. Yeah.
Okay, Sarang, this will really help all those people who are watching this. Moving to my next question, what are your future aspirations?
And you mean like my school or technology related?
Your yeah, your school and your like what you've been going through till now.
um I want to, like I said, I want to continue my school, and I really like want to make technology my career in future. So yeah, I'll take that path in college, and yeah.
Okay, Sarang. Are there any current or new projects that you're working on or any new collaborations?
There's necessarily not any new projects or like collaborations that I've been working on recently, and yeah, I've been like learning new things like computer vision in Python and things like that.
Okay, Sarang. Sarang, what is your opinion about surgical robotics?
You mean like medical?
Yes, like in medical field.
I think it's gonna like help a lot of people, including like doctors. They don't have to like hard work. They just have to set up the machine, and it's gonna be a lot more precise than humans. But yeah, I think it's gonna be like a good field. So yeah, I'm not necessarily an expert on that side, so it's just my opinion towards that. Yeah.
Sarang, where do you want to go to career-wise? Where do you want to career-wise?
Like I said, I want my career to be technology related. Um, yeah, like my jobs, or probably, like I said, I don't know, may start like a company. Um, yeah, I, yeah.
Okay, Sarang, what do you feel after your first TEDx experience?
TEDx speech was really good. I felt like crying. I think at that
You felt
moment.
like crying.
Yeah. At that point in time, before like yeah. So at that point in time, like it was really good to like say my whole life story to like a bunch of people, and they were really interested in it. That just made me feel good.
Okay, Sarang, with that, we have come to an end of this interview. If you have any more queries or questions, please do drop it in the comment section. Sarang, we have one question in the comment box. What kind of programs and components do you use to build the robots?
Okay, first when I started, I used to use like Lego. I used to build a lot of Legos, like Lego Mindstorm and NXT. So yeah, I used to do that. But like now, when I'm like making robots necessarily, I use Arduino. It's a bit more like open, and it's easier for me to code and things like that. I got like used to it, so
Sarang, we have one more queries in the comment section. What's your opinion about nanobots and degradation of plastics?
I really don't know if that's even possible. Like a first time of me hearing that in the comment. Like, um, I again, I don't know that even exists. So yeah, I don't know anything about that.
What is your opinion on robotics in space exploration?
Like a lot of rovers, and space is basically every human can like go everywhere and basically like get knowledge of planets or like um, new places in space. So technology is going to be like really helpful, because if it gets destroyed, and no loss necessarily, because there was like no lives at cost. So I think it's a really good idea to like spend robots, which we've been doing for years right now.
If you have any queries, you may drop it in the comment section. Okay, Sarang, Aditya S. Philip has been asking what is your opinion on ROS?
What is ROS? I have no idea.
Aditya, can you please elaborate on ROS? It's robotic operating system.
Again, I've maybe done it, but I don't know like the terms of it. So I really don't know. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, Sarang, what is your opinion on online classes?
Do you mean like online classes like Zoom and like Google Meet?
Whatever,
I think it's a
whatever.
really good idea for like people to stay apart in this time. So yeah.
Okay, Sarang, what's your opinion about humanoid robot?
Well, I've made like few humanoid robots with like Lego, and it's like really it opens up like a new like dimension to like technology because you can do a lot more physically, basically. So yeah, I think it's really good for like a robot to basically like mimic humans, and so taking a human's body is kind of what it's doing. So I think it's a good idea, especially because if an artificial intelligence like program is like running on it, it's gonna feel like really like a human, you know.
Sarang, what should we know before building a robot? What should we know before building a robot?
I mean, what kind of robot are you gonna build? First of all, is it gonna be like a heavy machinery or like just a hobby robot? Is it gonna be like using Arduino, like electronics, or like Legos? You know, it's a lot of aspects. To basically when it comes to like doing and making robots, but basically, the main thing is that just you can learn all those things, but the one thing you can learn is like never to like give up, you know. Even if it like fails, you have to like keep trying to make it work because it's your project. And so yeah, that's like one of the main thing. You can learn everything else like Arduino or like Lego, just knowledge, just tools to use.
Sarang, we have one more question in the comment section. What's your opinion about the visual cortex in humanoid robots?
uh, like uh, like computer vision and like things like that. Okay. So I think so. Basically, computer vision. I think it's like if you know how to like do it correctly, it's gonna be a really good in like humanoid robots, especially because, like I said, it's gonna feel like a human if it interacts like a human, and for it to do that, it needs to see. The computer needs to see, and computer vision is gonna be like, especially like locating objects, like collision detection, kind of. But yeah, so
Sarang, how ethics is important in robotics? How ethics is important in robotics?
I didn't necessarily understand that question.
Ajay, can you please explain on that? Okay, we'll come back to you, Ajay. We have one more question. Sarang, you currently study in US, right? What was your first day like?
In U.S. school, it was No, it's just like joining regular school, and it was not like really different. But one thing that's different is like the teachers. They're like a lot more, I don't know, like interactive with the students, a lot more in depth with the students. But yeah, it's just the only difference. But everything else was the same.
Okay, Sarang, what should we keep in mind while designing robots? Like how to keep it away from bad people, its source code and architecture.
From like online bad people or like physical bad people. I don't know. Like anyone can hack a computer if they know how to. I don't know, but basically, like protect it and keep it like encrypted file or something of the source code, and do not share it with anyone online. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. You need to like store your designs probably like in paper or in your computer if it's like a really like if it can be like used in a dangerous way, especially keep it in like hard copies so they cannot like hack it and get it.
You guys, if you have any queries, you may drop it in the comment section, okay? Okay, Sarang, uh, can you elaborate about your invention on smart seat belt?
Okay, I'll start when I like got the idea of the smart seat belt. So basically, people in my school were like discussing about how to like put a seatbelt in the school buses to like keep students safe. And my parents were discussing about it. I was in the back seat of the car, and I just an idea popped in my head. What if like we put sensors on it to like make it smart, so they don't have to like necessarily do a lot of work. Like if the bus is on fire, students like small students or like even like fifth graders, sixth graders will like panic and they will not know what to do at that point in time. So I think the smart seatbelt is gonna like it was gonna help people, in that situation. Like guide them to their instincts to like get out of the bus and things like that. So if it basically detected fire, a temperature rise, it will like unfasten the seatbelt, and if it's like underwater, like they're saying, if it's like hitting something, if it like detects a car or something hitting the bus, then it will like fasten a lot more like tightly so that the students won't go like flying out of the bus. And so yeah, few things that the smart seatbelt does.
Okay, Sarang, we have one more question in the comment section. How can we control an AI like Ultron gets uncontrolled?
That's just in the movies. We're not even into like real, like really good AI yet. It's still developing. AI field in machine learning and things like that. It's still learning how to do things. So it's not gonna necessarily get under like uncontrolled, like rogue basically, because if there's like a fail safe or something like that, you can just shut it down. If it's like a physical bot, and yeah, again, don't like build something dangerous, build something that like helps people, not destroy people, you know.
Okay, with that, we have come to an end of this interview. Thank you so much, Sarang. It was great to be with you. It was such an honor to be with you. And thank you so much to the wonderful audience who has been a part of today's event on the behalf of IEEE RAS SBC SJCET. Once again, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you guys. Stay safe.